Hello, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Cancer. All right, Cancers, you are up. I'm going to pull out your 3 romance angel messages for the week. Then we're going to get right into your animal spirits and your forecasts. All right, now this is a general reading, so we could be covering love or career, family life, what have you. But I always like to pull romance angel messages just to see what the nature of some of your deeper relationships may be like this week. All right, guys? So let's just see. Cancer, you have first out playfulness. Allowing your inner youthful spirit to shine, flirt. Cute. More playfulness, really, isn't it? And passion. Wow, Cancer. This week is all about love, right? Like enjoying it, right? Having fun, having passionate connections, flirting, being playful. It's very, very nice, lighthearted energy. Of course, passion is quite heavy, but nevertheless, let's pull out your animal spirits and see where you're at with these for the week. Now, animal spirits can come in the form of energies that are becoming available to you, that you're feeling are rising up within you to tap into. They could indicate other people in your life, characteristics or personality types of these people. They can also indicate sort of a new stage in your life as well. So whatever applies, just take it as it comes to you. And if it doesn't apply to your situation, just let it go. It's not for you. All right, we know that this reading can't be for all Cancers, so. All right, guys, straight out we have the unicorn. Associated with the 6th chakra, the 3rd eye, we have the oyster, water energy. And we have the tarantula, wow, fire energy. Associated with a crossroads in life, right? Making a big decision. So let's review your animal spirits, Cancer. Unicorn is associated with the 6th chakra, which is the 3rd eye. We notice always by the fact that, of course, the horn is protruding from its 3rd eye. And the unicorn is really sort of a sign of increasing our faith in the magic of life. You know, when you want magical things to happen or you want a magical life, it requires a certain amount of faith as well. And so now is the time to really believe in yourself, you know, and believe in a higher order to things. Believe in the ability for magical things to happen, right? And when we talk about magic, we're talking about, synergy. We're talking about events coming in that allow you to sort of accomplish great things or accomplish things that you thought you were never possible. We're also talking about the ability to tap into certain sort of sensory perception, to be able to get messages coming in, right? To be able to see life on a deeper level, is what magic is all about. And certainly the belief in magic. And definitely in terms of opening up your 3rd eye, that needs to be a very intentional step. Do apologize for the background noise. Now, the oyster is water energy, and the oyster is the keeper of secrets, right? He's associated with really sort of keeping secrets within us about, our own secrets. Can also be someone who you entrust with your secrets. Also, the oyster is very much a feeling of sort of holding on to deeper qualities, hidden treasures. This is all about hidden treasures. And a lot of times within ourselves, we have, qualities and hidden qualities that are that need to come out and be shared with the world, right? Oyster energy a lot of times is someone who's like, I'm not going to say they're afraid, but they're apprehensive about letting these things out, They kind of don't want that energy to be just sort of, wasted or spilled out, and then, they don't have it anymore, right? So it's kind of like holding on, just holding on for fear of necessarily losing it, or for fear of other people not understanding. You know what I mean? It's certainly it's because it's a water elemental. We're talking about deep emotions too, right? Sometimes an example could be, if you are very good at sort of talking to people, or you have a way with people that really puts them at ease when they're going through a difficult time, that's a very special quality or special talent. So allow yourself to use it, right? Allow yourself to share it with people. Sharing the gifts that we have is important for sort of also increasing those gifts, right? Increasing the potential for those gifts. Don't be afraid of it, right? So that it's just like, don't be afraid of all of the beautiful sort of things that you have, skills that you have, or abilities that you have. Don't be afraid to share them with the world. What's the worst that can happen, right? So this is also a case of sort of really increasing your self-confidence as well, and having that belief that you are special, and that the things you have to offer are special and are worth sharing and showing. Now, the tarantula is a fire energy element, and the tarantula talks about coming to a crossroads in your life where a major decision has to be made, right? The tarantula is one of these animals. You see them in the wild. Oftentimes, they're not they can be fast when they want to, but they're very slow, right? They take very slow, methodical steps. Sometimes they just sit there resting for a very long time before they decide which step they're going to take next. And this is very much the energy now. This is a time for you really to be very focused on what is happening, to really sort of be aware and to open up all your senses to the information coming in, because the next decision you make is going to be sort of like setting you up for the rest of your life in a way. This is what happens when we come to a crossroads, in our lives. There's a decision-making point coming up where, it's important to make the right decision, because the impact of the next decision you make about your career or your love or your life is really going to sort of have lasting repercussions, right? So now you want to be very careful. You want to be very methodical, and you want to be very focused on your desire, what it is you want to have, what kind of life it is you want to have, because you're going to be given a choice very soon. And it is important to make the right choice for yourself. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into your spread for the week. This is, of course, for Cancer, January 19th to the 25th. And let's just see. Again, these forecasts that I'm about to lay out are intended to be separate from each other, so you may only resonate with one of them or a part of one of them, and that's fine too. Just get this straight. All right, so straight out we have 2 of Wands, 6 of Cups, and a 4 of Pentacles. All right, so some of you are coming into the week really raring to go. 2 of Wands is Mars and Aries energy, and you're ready. You want to move forward with your vision, whatever your plans are. Certainly, you've already sown the seeds, right? You've already begun on a particular path, but now you're ready to really take the next step. And you're energized, right? You're coming in the week with a real feeling of energy and sort of purpose. This generally can indicate also sort of going down a new path in life or a new avenue, right? And so you're really ready. You're excited about it, You're excited about this new endeavor, and you're ready to sort of really get into the work of it all. You're being almost warlike in a lot of ways. Mars and Aries energy is, you're ready to battle. If any obstacles coming your way, you're ready to sort of overcome them. It's a real feeling of sort of enthusiasm, and it's a real feeling of sort of, I want to say, power, right? In a lot of ways of wanting to move forward, right? You come up with a 6 of Cups energy, and this is interesting. 6 of Cups is very much relationships that are pleasing, right? That are comfortable. And I think for a lot of you, you will indeed this week be enjoying some really quality time with someone. It could very well be that part of this Two of Wands energy, part of this wanting to move forward with your plans, you may be thinking that now is the time to have this quality moments, right? Because you may not be having them where you're going. You may be moving away. You may be doing whatever this plan is, or the next steps in this plan is. It seems to be a feeling of wanting to sort of not say goodbye, but at least spend the quality time that you have now with someone, right? It could very well be that you're on some downtime from a particular objective or plan. And so now you want to share that downtime with someone you really care about. Six of Cups can be a romantic connection, but it can also be really good friends that you haven't seen in a very long time. And that could also be the case for some of you. You may indeed be meeting up with friends or connections that were strong connections, but you may not have seen them for quite some time. And so again, this is a real sort of blissful week for reconnecting with some people. You round the week off with a Four of Pentacles, and that's quite interesting in the sense that Four of Pentacles is a feeling of wanting to ensure your financial stability, wanting to really make sure you remain stable and that you keep your finances up. Sometimes there's a feeling of having your financial stability perhaps threatened in some way. Or perhaps that it is not enough for what you're trying to achieve. In any case, sometimes this Four of Pentacles is also associated with greed or miserliness. But those are just symptoms of fear, right? They're just symptoms of someone who's afraid that they're going to lose what they've worked for. So they hold on even tighter to that. And it's interesting that you would get this Four of Pentacles after this Six of Cups. It could be that this connection here is indeed sort of... it may be one of these type of connections that if you carry on with it, if you carry on with the commitment or increasing commitment to it, you may be feeling to a certain degree that whatever your financial status is at the moment may not be enough to sustain it, right? And so by the end of the week, you are worrying more about your career and your business, right? Especially if you're wanting to sort of increase your commitment here level with this union, you may be feeling by the end of the week like, look, I'm going to have to step my financial game up a little bit if this is what I want to do. And it's all interesting because it's all very much impacting these next steps. Two of Wands could very well be this tarantula energy in the sense that you may be coming across a period now where it's like you have a decision to make, right? Do you want to go forward with your life with this connection, or without the connection? What do you have to do to make sure that you can sustain it if finances are involved, right? So there is a real feeling now of you wanting to move forward, but events happening in such a way that there's some very big decisions that you need to make that are going to be impacting the state of your love connections and the state of your finances. Queen of Swords, Seven of Wands, Ace of Swords. Some of you are coming in this week with a Queen of Swords energy, and the Queen of Swords is very much about sort of like throwing all your cards on the table, right? Letting people know who you are, where you're coming from, letting them know that you're not taking any prisoners. This could very well be something to do with your work or some kind of project that is very close to your heart. Swords are always associated with the mind and communication, so it certainly has to do with some sort of communication that you're trying to have either with one person or a group of people. Again, this could be at work or it could be in your private life. But in any case, the Queen of Swords is very much sort of like, look, this is who I am, and I need you also to be honest with me. Don't lie to me or don't pretend to be somebody else. Because Queen of Swords is all about breaking out of the roles that we either have been assigned or roles that we have adopted that aren't really who we are. And realizing that and sort of working to come out of that so that you can be your most authentic self. She also requires other people to be their most authentic self. You find yourself coming into the week with this energy, and you're met with a Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a real feeling of sort of valor, right? And courage in the face of a lot of sort of energy coming your way that seeks to sort of bring you down, right? Seven of Wands is when you have to really think outside the box. You have to be much more creative about your solutions, right? And it's interesting because it almost feels as though that now you are firmly coming out of these roles, or firmly, having made this decision to be your authentic self, right? That now it feels like it's just you against the world, right? An example could even be like if you have a family that really wanted you to be, maybe you have family pressures, right? And they really wanted you to have a certain type of career, or to follow in the footsteps of your father or your mother or what have you. And you may have said, listen, that's not what I want for my life. This is who I am. And so you kind of stand up to that, and you say, look, I'm not going to try to fit myself into this sort of role or into this sort of character that you want me to be, or this life that you want me to have. I want to be my own person. I want to be authentic. And then you find yourself kind of on your own. Like they may take away their support for you, or they may, the reaction that you get is that now, okay, well, if that's what you want, you do it on your own. And so you find yourself really having to be even more courageous, be more creative. Seven of Wands is a real sort of David and Goliath, me against the world energy. And it may indeed feel like that. However, you do round the week off with an Ace of Swords. And I'm going to say that as a result of all of this, clarity comes in. A high level of clarity, a high level of vindication also. And it almost seems to me that as a result of you sort of being yourself and insisting that you are allowed to live your own life authentically, that you find out who your real friends are. You find out who really is there to support you and who was actually never there to support you in the first place. And it's through all of this courage, right, and through all of this whole sort of dynamic that you come to some big realizations here with the Ace of Swords. Some big understandings, perhaps, that you didn't know before, right? Could also then lead to a tarantula moment in the sense that this clarity is coming in just at the right time for you to sort of make the decision that you need to make about the rest of your life. It's a very strong week for some of you. If you're resonating with this spread about awakening and understanding, certainly understanding more about the nature of some of your relationships and connections, right? And it's ultimately for the best, right? Because you learned something that you didn't know before, and you realize who you can and cannot count on. This clarity also serves as a real solution for you in one area of your life that up until now you haven't really been sure how to tackle it. Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, and the Devil. This is your last spread. Some of you are coming into the week with an Ace of Pentacles energy, so a huge opportunity has come your way, right? It is certainly an opportunity for abundance. It could be a new job opportunity. It could be a career opportunity or business opportunity. But it has all of the potential for really bringing back huge returns. And so this is coming into you. If it hasn't already approached you, would be the beginning of the week sort of coming in for you. And you're met with a Seven of Cups energy, right? And so there is a feeling. Be careful with, I'm going to say generally Ace of Pentacles, all of the aces are the essence in the suit. And so Ace of Pentacles is indeed a very good opportunity. There's no doubt about that. There's no sort of faking that, right? But you do sort of have this kind of Seven of Cups energy in the sense of being a little bit unrealistic, right? So it's going to be important for you to remain grounded. You may be thinking of this opportunity in an unrealistic way, or it may be such a good opportunity that's coming in for you that you may be sort of putting the cart before the horse, right? Just take care, because Seven of Cups is very much a daydreaming attitude. It's very much being caught up in your head about, perhaps a real, I want to say fairy tale outcome, right? And sort of unrealistic goals as well. So just be careful that you realize that if this opportunity is in for you, it's still going to require a lot of work. It's still going to require for you to put a lot of effort into it, right? And a lot of time. And to still be realistic about what this opportunity means for you, right? By the end of the week, you round it off with devil energy. And again, this is quite interesting because it's almost like, you know, the devil oftentimes is, we're talking with devil energy, we're talking about the need for instant gratification, being a slave to our passions, right? There could be a flip side here with this opportunity in the sense that there may be a component to it that speaks to sort of a different side of you, right? Perhaps an addictive side or a codependent side of you, right? You may have, here's an example, right? Say you're in business and you are a recovering say you're a recovering alcoholic. I'm not saying that you are, but this is just an example. But you are, however, in also a business person of some sort, right? And an opportunity comes in for you to open a new business, but somehow this new business opportunity coming in for you is going to put you in an environment that has a lot of alcohol, or it may have something to do with that. You know what I mean? It puts you in some kind of place or environment where this addiction that you've overcome in the past could possibly be triggered. This is what I mean by devil energy here, right? So there's some component of this opportunity here where you're going to have to be really strong. And again, we come back to the Seven of Cups. You're going to have to be very grounded and realistic. Be honest with yourself and realistic with yourself about what it is you can accomplish and what it is you can deal with that's not necessarily going to trigger whatever sort of issues you may have with codependency, addiction, dysfunction, or instant gratification, you know, whatever side that is. Could just as well be, you know, an addiction to shopping or whatever. Or it just could even just be, this is also the card for codependency, right? And codependent relationships. It could be, you know, an opportunity coming from a person that you know you have a dysfunctional connection with, right? And so even though it's a great business opportunity, there's the threat there of falling into a codependent relationship with this person. That's another example of what I'm talking about here with this devil energy. So take good care this week. Make sure you remain grounded so that you can really make the right decision. Again, this feels very much like tarantula energy in the sense that you're coming to a crossroads and you may have to decide, you know, if this opportunity, if the downside of this opportunity brings in too many triggers or puts you in a place that is someplace you just can't be, then you're going to have to sort of reevaluate, right? And be much more realistic, right? The Seven of Cups come right back down on the ground and be much more realistic about exactly how good this opportunity really is for you in particular. All right, Cancer, this is your reading January 19th to the 25th. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to hit the bell so you can be notified of all my premieres. I do premiere all my videos. And check out the other videos that are linked in the description for you, your January love, 2020 love outlook, and 2020 general outlook. But for right now, Cancer, have a wonderful week, and I shall see you next week for your weekly. Bye-bye now.